Hello everyone. In the last video we have seen how we can return a staff object using our route staff. So it is returning a single staff object in a actually the format that you are seeing in the UI was a JSON format with these details, right? Username and staff ID and age. So I was telling we should have this getter setters class method, especially at least in the setter getter method in the staff class, because if you don't give the say setter methods in the UI, the system cannot be able to access the name, ID and age. Okay, that will give an error. So since now you have followed all the steps, now you also should get the same correct output as I have shown in the previous video. The name, ID and age, everything should be displayed. So let's keep it aside, and now let's try to write another route. Okay, another endpoint. Let's say in this endpoint we just had a functionality of returning one staff object. So let's say what if the user wants to see all the staffs? Let's say there are 2 or 3 staffs. So let's write another route that can return a list of all the staffs. Okay, so what you can do is you have to do the same thing, right? I mean, somewhat similar thing. So you don't have to write a new controller. You can use the same controller class with another root. So how we can do it is, let's say I'm going to use the same get mapping annotation. So I will write another method for that. So first I will say get mapping, and this time we will add the root as let's say staffs in plural. Okay, that's good, right? So I need to have this value here. Okay, now I will write a method. Here we have to have multiple staffs, right? So let's create a list of staffs. So I will return a list of staffs. Okay, so I have to write the return type here. So it is not a single staff, it's a list of staff. So I have to import the list class. Okay, and the method name, let's say get staffs, so it should be multiple. Okay, and then obviously I will have to go like this. Okay, so now as you see this annotation, okay, this route staffs, the plural one, is now connected to this functionality. So we have created an annotation with this new functionality, like how we did in this first route. Okay, so now I'm going to return a list of staff, let's say members. So for that, first I'm creating a new list inside this method. Okay, list of staff. So I hope you are aware of how to use collections and list in the basic Java. Okay, so staffs is equal to new. Let's create a new array list of staffs. Okay, now we have created a list, but it is an empty list. There is no data inside it, right? So because it's a new array list, there's nothing inside. So we have to create a few new staff objects, and we are going to add into that array list, and then we are going to return the array list so that you can see all the staff members. Okay, so what I will do is I will create a first staff, and let's say staff 1. Okay, new, or let's say staff. Okay, let's pass the names. Let's say let's have Harry also as a staff. Okay, Harry, and staff ID 1 2 3 4 and 25. Okay, and let's create another staff like that, staff, and let's call him staff 2, and we'll have new staff. Okay, let's name him as, let's say, Jack, and let's give him an ID 4444, and the age, let's say 32 maybe. Okay, and let's add another staff 3, and another new staff, and let's name it as Peter, maybe Peter, and Peter can have maybe 5555 as his ID, and age is, let's say, 23. Okay, so we have created three new staffs, and we already have a array list. So now I'm going to add all the 3 staffs into this list, and I'm going to return the list basically. So staffs.add, so you know how to add employees staffs to the data to the array. So staff.add staff 1. Likewise, I'm going to add the staff 2. Staffs.add staff 2 and staffs.add staff 3. Okay, so since there are other ways to add all the staffs together, but for easy to understand, I'm adding it one by one. So for the moment we have added sorry, all the staffs into the staffs array, and now I'm going to return this particular staff array. Return staffs. That means creating a new array list or new list, and creating new staffs, 3 new staffs, and adding them one by one into the list, and simply returning the list. Okay, so now if I go to this route, this should return 1 staff, Harry. And if I go to this route, staffs, it should return as 3 staffs list. Okay, and this is also a get mapping because we are trying to get some data to our UI basically. So it should be a get mapping annotation. So the same annotation, nothing to worry, same controller class within. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the application again. So it is always mbn clean install, mbn clean install build is successful, so I'm going to run it now. Okay, so it is running in 8080 and it has successfully started. Okay, so I'm going to my UI, and first let's check the staff route. Okay, so I'm going to type localhost 8080 and staff, and you can see Harry 1 2 3 4 25 is there, so the 1%. So that basically means it has hit this route. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other one, staffs. Okay, so what I will do is I will have to paste have this route in the UI. So maybe I will make it as staffs now. I will add an S extra, so it is staffs now, and let's see. Now you see we have the list of all the staffs. See, Harry, Jack and Peter. You can verify the ID and age also correct, and it is a list, so it looks like an array here. You can see there's an array symbol at the start and the end. So that is how we do things. So if you want, I can take it in 2 different tabs. So this is staff. Okay, I'll bring it here. This is staff, 1 staff endpoint. This is staff's endpoint. So this is how we basically write multiple endpoints or multiple APIs in one controller class, and we can do whatever we want to do using a different routes. We can simply mention it, guys. So I can, if you want, I can shorten the scenario even more. So what I can do is, instead of adding all the staffs one by one, we can add everything together. So what I can do is I will remove it for now, and I can say staffs dot, there's something called add dole, and I can pass all the 3 staffs in one moment. Okay, I can say staff 1, staff 2 and staff 3. Okay, there's something wrong. So maybe no, here I can't do like that, because if I want to add dole, I have to have another array. So that's my mistake. So for now, let's have the previous way itself. So just ignore it, that guys. Okay, let's have it the same way. So I will catch you up in the next video, guys.